I've been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. Here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel, I'm recovering from a bit of the sniffle, so if my voice sounds weird, apologies in advance. I'm Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
I think you could have said ho, ho, ho on that one.
That's why I said holo. Holo. It was very intentional. And then to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Glad to be here, and happy Tuesday.
Red and green still here in the room.
It's pretty much us. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's a chill session.
Very chill day here at the Rag Company.
It's snowing today.
I know. It's like, I think,
out of the blue.
I think we're on a different calendar schedule. Like, somebody forgot that yesterday we needed the White Christmas.
Yeah, no.
Not today.
Yeah,
Right.
they missed it
Is that,
by like 24 hours.
Is that leap year this year? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh, they didn't
2024
account
is
for
going to
leap
be a
year.
leap year. That's why.
That's
Yeah, we should have had this yesterday.
Whoever's coordinating that up there needs to just pay more attention. So, anyways, so welcome to the Rag Company Podcast, where it is the day after Christmas and the start of something special.
Boxing Day.
At theragcompany.com, for Boxing Day.
Yep.
And we're going to go over, of course, a little bit of our weekends, but we're going to cover really quick what's going on at theragcompany.com. So, if you head there, you may have received an email from the newsletter, and you also may have received a little gift certificate in your last order from our Christmas sale, and that is Coal Cash. Not to be confused with Kohl's Cash with a K.
Totally different,
but
please,
same kind of a similar concept here. So don't take that down to your local Kohl's.
I was just proud of my pun, guys. Come on.
So Coal Cash is going to be $25 off of your orders of $100 or more, which is pretty incredible. It's a fantastic deal.
Yes.
And that's going to account for pretty much everything on theragcompany.com.
But you got to have your Coal Cash.
You have to have your Coal Cash because that's going to have a coupon code that you're going to need to use. So that's going to apply to almost everything at theragcompany.com. But if we scroll down here, Nick, you're going to see that we also have some doorbusters.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's right. Some things that will get you in the door for some premium detailing
Some
experiences.
nice stuff there.
Sure
So
is.
Wolfpack is, what's that? 40% off. Holy crap. What a fantastic deal. I don't think you're going to find a better deal on a 70-30 Ultra Plush towel that can be used for so many different things.
I love that towel.
$14.
Do you know I bought 2 packs of those about a couple months ago?
Did you?
I used the snot out of them.
Man.
You love them, I
I
know.
love them. They're great.
Well, look
So-
at that to the right. Even more percent
Even
off.
more. So we got $14 for the Wolf Pack at 40% off. The Dryer Wolf, the one, the only. Actually, it's not one, it's 2 because you get 2 in this pack.
2 for $11.
2 drying towels at 60% off, $11. That is such a freaking good deal that I can't even.
You can't even.
Comprehend it. Well, they didn't run this by us, is what they didn't do.
No.
I didn't know we were running this aggressive pricing.
This is very aggressive.
Are we losing money?
We don't know yet. We'll find out after
hope
the sale.
not.
Hopefully people buy
Just
some.
breaking even.
We're breaking even. So the Pearl Puck applicator, 40. Was that say
42% off.
42. It's very
$7.
specific. So $7 there.
Universe.
These are going to have the barrier in them in case you want to use them for ceramic coatings or really anything else you want to apply something with. And then we're going to have the edgeless all-purpose utility towel. So these are not talked about too often.
But they're basically the precursor for the Rip and Rag.
Yes. In a sense.
Because they're a different shape. They're 12 by 16.
Not a rippable version.
Not a rip. It's already a pre-ripped version.
Pre-ripped version. We already ripped it for you. It's also
and
larger.
those were not 70-30 either.
So
No,
these
now
are
the
80
Rip and Rags
Those are 80-20, and they're 8 or 12 by 16.
Yes.
They're unusual.
Those are how much? $6?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
$8 actually.
$8 actually.
That's
All
still
right.
dirt cheap on those.
And then we're going to scroll down here, and what do we got? We have some mini miners.
Yes.
For $2.
What?
Is that a pack, or what is that? Is it not just
I
one
mean,
towel?
that's
I don't know.
I think it is a
individual,
4-pack.
right?
So
pretty
these
awesome.
are a 12 by 12. These are a smaller version of our edgeless miner, and it's also, I believe, these are an 80-20 blend over the 70-30. But the mini miners are great. These are initially created as a metal polishing towel because of the sizing. So, like,
And
for
the color
example,
helps.
They're great for exhaust pipe tips.
tips,
Yes.
this
Wheels.
This is about polish and tips here, is what
Yeah.
this is, right? You grab one of these towels, you throw a little bit of compound, right? A little bit of last cut, maybe some of your favorite metal polish. And what do? You shimmy it.
You don't want a dull
Just
tip.
two
You want that
hands
tip sharp
fast
and
as you
shiny.
can. Papa Chrome himself is endorsing these
Papa
towels.
Chrome approved.
Yeah, it's crazy. He actually had a necklace made out of these one time, and
Yeah,
he wore it
they were all dirty.
shirtless.
They were dirty,
And
though. They were used.
They
so
were
that was
used.
kind of
And I
strange.
said, Dane, when do you get all these tattoos? And why are you here in this
Well,
dark
they wick
alley?
away a lot of sweat, you
Yeah.
know, for
Well, he
all
said-
the work on the chrome bumpers everywhere.
Anyway, so the Mini Miner,
Papa Chrome.
fantastic
That's right.
towel. And then moving on, we have the round detailing applicators, 31% off. Which these are brand new. These are the brand new applicators, right?
It's a deal.
It's a
Such
freaking deal. That's pretty insane. 10 of these, right? I think we want people to try.
They're getting
these.
them on people's hands.
Yeah,
is what
so
they're doing.
$9.
It's basically $1 a piece, and you get one free. How crazy
Insane.
is that?
All right.
Insane.
But the best deal of all, the off-road packs.
Yeah, these are-
$5 for a Trail Boss pack, which I believe is an Edgeless 300.
Nice.
And
similar,
then the Crew Chief pack, $5 again. Mm-hmm. That's an amazing deal. And then the off-road 4x4 pack at $10. The Baja pack, which is a wash kit, $6.50. And then $5 for the tabletop pack. Again, I think those are also
Those are all
365s. I think
365, yeah.
in the tabletop. And the off-road, I believe, is what is that one? A Creature?
Which one?
The off-road, the Crew Chief.
The
Crew Chief is a blue
The Crew
collar?
Chief is, I believe, a waffle weave.
A waffle weave, yeah. So great deals.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
those
sorry. Nope, sorry. That is a 16 by 27. Technically, it's a car wash style towel, yeah.
Okay.
They're great deals, though, guys. Like those are multiple towels in that pack. So for $5 for the Trail Boss, the Crew Chief, and the tabletop, killer deals.
Basically, your last chance before the end of the year, and if you have that sweet, sweet coal cash from our last
you can use
sale, you can use it. So now's the time.
So head to theRideCompany.com, go and check that out. Boxing Day is only lasting from today to
The 31st is
To
what
the
we're doing.
31st.
But today's Boxing Day. Like it'll
Technically.
but the sale goes till the 31st.
Yeah,
Till
we
New
carry
Year's.
it out to the end
and
of
this
the
is the
year.
last sale
Yep.
we're having. And I'm not just
It's the last sale of the year.
It's the last sale of the year, right?
Yeah.
But it's also we have no plans to run a sale in any of January.
In January, yeah. We're taking that month off.
Or anything like that. So just know.
It's not until like Valentine's or
Well,
something.
Valentine's will be
Yeah.
something special, but
we had talked about
January
it.
is
We just did a big sales meeting. That was one of the things we talked about was taking January off, mostly for packing, because we want to get some more updates and things to the packing area for the team.
Reconfigure
some stuff, be able to reorganize some products and get it so that it's more efficient. And this allows the team to be able to have that time and not worry about a sale kind of constantly, because they
Right.
always got to prep and prepare for a sale. So that month will allow them to do some stuff and kind of get their bearings after a couple past crazy months. So
Got to do it somewhere.
So basically, if you got
it is
any,
the
if you got any
best time
cash,
to buy.
if you got any cash from Christmas that's burning a
mom gave
hole
me
in your
$20.
pocket, yeah, you
Nice.
can use that on a wolf pack. Is what you can
I
do.
could.
Right,
Okay.
right now.
Yeah,
Buy 2 of them.
I could get a wolf pack. I could get 2 wolf packs, or I could get a wolf pack and like that Baja
That's
kit.
so
one
you
of the,
could buy
or one of the
several
off-road
things
kits.
from
That's a
that
good deal.
sale.
Maybe 2 of those off-road kits.
Now, this last week, we got 2 massive packages.
Oh my goodness.
Weighing in
This is
over 128 pounds. We're not going to cover this yet. We got 2 massive packages at 128 pounds filled with German goodies. Many German goodies that we didn't even know what to do with them all, as it was too much for only 3 people, right?
4.
So four people. It's too much for 4 people.
Oh, way too much.
And so, Levi,
Way too
what
much.
do we have here? What are these things?
This is a small sampling. This is literally probably
This is a
1/100% of what we received.
No, I'd probably say one 1/100th of maybe the
This
whole package.
this is a tiny
This is
fraction of what came in.
So we got some Haribo gummies. We got some Kinder cards. I got my Knoppers out of there and some Milkas.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so got those safely stored in my pantry at my house. But these are all from our friend Dirk Dew
Wonderful man.
from Dirk
that he
Dew
is.
Worldwide.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you, Dirk. He does this every year, gets us candies and stuff. And this
But
is
the amount increases each time.
this time it increased. And then our
ridiculous.
friends at Color Lock
Yes.
paid for the shipping.
Oh, that's
How
very nice.
because that's 128 pounds that they got to ship overseas.
Got to be a
That is
lot.
incredibly
to us.
nice.
So
thank you to our friends at Colorlock. Basically, what this comes
thank
down
you, Dirk
to
and Lars.
is it started off as, well, I like my gummies. I'm a big fan.
Everybody knows that.
I'm a big gummy fan, right? Especially if I can crack a couple open, let them sit on a shelf for 4, 5, 6 months, years.
Yeah.
And
you like
really,
what's known as stale gummies.
and let them harden up.
Yeah.
So I like those. Levi prefers the Milkas and the Kinder Cards. And Dane
Soft gummies, man. Let me have them fresh out of the pack. I'm
Dane
not
will
waiting.
eat just about anything, in the mix.
I'm an
But
omnivore when it comes
what's
to
pretty
gummies
crazy
and
is
Kinder Cards.
this year we've got the most assortment of gummies from Dirk over from these German gummies. I've never even seen this before. So this right here, Wienland.
It's Vineland.
Vineland?
They're probably like wine
flavored.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I think
no,
so.
No, I don't know.
They
And
are.
then-
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of them like that.
Then
It's got
this is-
grapes on it.
This is called Frucht Dropjes.
So those are fruit drops.
Drops, but there is the
Fruit-flavored
anything that's
drops.
black.
Yeah,
I know
fruit
tastes like
droppies.
black licorice. I do
Yeah.
not like the black licorice.
This is-
Germans
but
love the
Boom
black
Mix.
licorice, and they salt it pretty frequently.
This is Boom
these
Mix.
are amazing. These are those ultra fluffy,
Kind of
Those-
like
like if
Circus
you had
Peanuts.
Lucky Charms,
No, they're better
but they
than
were
Circus
soft
Peanuts.
instead.
Okay, like
Yeah.
marshmallow style.
like the Lucky
marshmallow.
Charms marshmallows, but
Yes.
soft.
yeah.
and then-
this is one of Augie's new favorites, the Kirsch Cola.
The colas are
This is strawberry
awesome. They're the
colas?
best.
soda.
Is it cherry cola?
He said it was good. That's all he told me.
No, they have like a little effervescent kind of feel to them. They
They're
taste
cherry, it's
carbonated.
cherry.
Like you can
Yeah,
taste
this is
the
cherry
bubbles.
cola.
It sounds
Dane,
weird.
I
but
don't know if that's 100%
They have a
true.
sparkly quality when you
They
eat
spark
them.
in his mouth.
It really does.
Anyways, this is you guys have no idea how much
so
there
we
is.
finished our company party on
I don't
Friday.
need any of this.
So me and Dane grabbed a bunch of stuff. Josh grabbed his stuff, and then we pulled some of the best for Anthony
set aside for them.
set aside just in case. And then at the end of the Christmas party, we let the company
Yes.
and all the employees make sure they could grab some candy.
Yeah, on your way out the
And-
door, grab however much candy you want,
And Jeff calculated it out to be about 2 pounds per person.
which still,
And
I mean,
it's still
people
they-
took how much they wanted, and there was still a ton left.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
Some people were walking out with like a 6-pack of Kinder Cards,
Yeah.
like 6 things of gummies, walking out with
Insane.
with a box and a tray or a bowl of gummies, and we were still watching that box. It was like the fish and the loaves; it just did not dwindle.
We got to do something
There's still
special for
so
Dirk.
much. I think we've still got probably 50 more boxes of Kinder Cards in there,
Man.
and probably 100 bags of gummies.
I like to imagine that man is working on one of the rarest Ferraris in the world right
He is.
now.
He took a
just,
picture of it.
days
and
he
sent it to
seems
me.
to
just laughing
Yeah.
at how much gummy,
Ridiculous
how many
this
gummies
is.
that we have,
Yeah.
and how we're actually going to make our way through it. So, needless to say, I'm going to schedule an extra dentist appointment this year.
Yeah, probably
to
good.
make sure.
Have you
that
gone
I'm-
through the remainder to grab the ones you want to preseason?
You should.
So I need to. So
To
I'm
set up on
probably-
that top shelf?
After this right here, I'm going to go and crack a couple open. I'm going to go try to throw those to where nobody can grab them.
Yeah, like maybe on top of the thing.
like
over
a
there.
trussing or something
Yeah.
like that, right? And just let them air out. And then here in about 2 years, when we go to maybe
Wow.
make some changes, or
once
maybe
you've forgotten that they're
once
there.
we've forgotten that they're there, and somebody goes, "Hey, there's gummies up here," I go, "Ooh, I need that," right? And those will hopefully pull my teeth
There
right
was
out.
one pack that I found a bit unsettling, I will say. They were kind of like these in terms of the fluffy, light marshmallow consistency, but they were shaped like mice, but they looked like dead mice, and they were pink. And it was
Oh,
just
no,
like,
Dane, those are
what
the
on
best
earth?
That was what he was just eating. One
They
of
have
those.
little ears
He
and
literally
like
was eating that
nose
just
and
now.
stuff. It looks. If you just
The tail
stuck
was
that in the
hanging out of his
rafter,
mouth.
people would think there was a dead
They're
mouse up there
unbelievable.
that weirdly had been shaved.
Well,
I don't know
I'm
why.
gonna
like a
face-
naked mole rat.
So my brother just came back from, obviously
Yeah.
he was in Germany for many years in the Air Force.
take some
now
of
that
this
he's
home.
back, I'm going to probably FaceTime and say, hey,
Such a
is there
strange
anything
choice
here
for a
that you
gummy.
want specifically? Because he's been keeping his assortment of German goods that he's had with him for like half a year.
Oh.
And he's like slowly but surely like
Yeah.
eating them. So he was over at my house the other day and he had these German sausages, right?
Yeah.
Like these packed German sausages. I go, Nick, how old are these? And he goes, well, they're like since like last year. And I go, well, they say they need to be refrigerated. And he goes, oh. I'm like,
he goes,
how long?
He goes, I eat
I'm
it.
like-
It makes my tummy hurt.
and I'm like, how long have these been sitting here unrefrigerated? He goes, ooh, Probably quite a
most
while.
of that year.
So,
He's all wanting to crack. He's got his knife. He's cutting some
It's not a summer sausage. Sorry, buddy. It doesn't work like that.
yeah, it's not a Hillshire Farm
Yeah.
burn clean.
summer sausage.
It just
You gotta-
sits out on the counter
gotta,
for like a
you gotta
month.
refrigerate that.
No.
So anyway, now you guys have seen what's going on at the website. Other housekeeping things, really, we're just going to kind of get back in the routine of things. And right now, the Grandmaster applications are open. They are going to be closing
much longer?
tomorrow.
We got a letter from
We
a dude
have-
the other day asking like how much he buys from us, all stuff, and for us to think about sponsoring him with his Instagram handles. And I thought, why did
Man,
you send a letter? I
how-
appreciate it, thank you, but that's
did
what the
you not
Grand
see
Ambassador's
this?
for.
So what I
the
realized
program is.
This
there
is our version of a sponsorship.
yeah.
There's so many people that reach out and ask these questions, have no idea we have an Instagram.
And yet it's there for the taking.
But he made
And-
sure he shared
and-
his with me.
And so,
Yeah.
We could
I
see
guess
him.
really kind of what it comes down to is like they go, hey, they'll reach out to customer service. Hey, do you guys sponsor us? Do you guys
Right,
sponsor
yeah.
people? Yeah, we do. Here's our Instagram. This is what we do. Oh, I don't really use social media.
Yeah.
And then I go,
So how do you expect to get sponsored then?
well, that's kind of the point. It's like, here in 2023, 2024, what I guess if we're going to sponsor you.
Are you just
They're-
expecting free stuff for like zero return?
So they might say, "Hey, I go to physical car shows and I go and hand
Is that
stuff
how you
out
think a sponsorship
and
works?
whatnot." But I know, then I go, "How do I track that? Like,
Yeah.
what's a way that I can see that return on investment there?" And it's kind of hard to do. So, yes, you do need social media in order to be sponsored by us at the Rag Company. Instagram is our primary thing that we use. With that said, the Grandmaster program, it trickles into other areas, right? So you can still post on Facebook, you can still post on YouTube. We do check and monitor that stuff quite often.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you have a YouTube channel, I'm obviously going to be checking that out and monitoring that. I'm going to check out your videos. There's lots of things that we kind of look over, but Instagram is kind of think of like being the main hub. It's kind of
Right.
just like that's where we're going to see most of the stuff.
Sure.
It's a platform that's very easy to. How do I
It's
say this?
established now. People
It's-
understand it.
Yeah, it's an easy thing to where I can jump on there and I can see the interactions that are happening, the comments that are happening, and then we can track link visits here at theragcompany.com and coupon codes usage and all of that. But like for example, if like you're dishing out a bunch of TikToks, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
track that. YouTube is kind of hard to track as well. But Instagram, I can usually see like a direct correlation there between what the Grandmasters are doing, what's happening, our end of things. So, yeah, right now, go to the Rag Company's Instagram. Go to our link in our description. You can apply to be a Grandmaster. And if you know of anybody that should be a Grandmaster, please send them the link before tomorrow because that's when the link is going to come down. And I'm going to turn off those responses. And then we are going to start the judging process and hopefully have everybody announced by beginning-ish of January there. Since this program is now longer, 4 months instead of 3 months, Grandmasters are getting an extra month. And we've also reduced the amount of Grandmasters. So instead of having 40 people, it's 18 people per year, right?
Yeah.
Which means that we get to establish a better relationship with them. We get to send them more
More
product
stuff.
than we've ever sent them, which is going to be super cool. So they get more swag, more detailing products, more chemicals, everything that they want. And then they're going to get their discount code and all of that. So it's going to be a more exclusive, but just a better overall experience. And the reason
For the people who do
why
Yeah.
is because 40 people per year that I primarily and mostly managing, it gets to be a lot, right? And then also we don't really get to establish that closer relationship.
Yeah.
And then also let's just say out of 10 people per quarter, there may be like 5 rock stars,
Yeah.
right? And then the other 5 may do a good job for the first couple weeks, maybe the first month, 2 months, but then after that they kind of just trickle off. And it's not that
Most at least do the bare minimum, but we have had some before where they literally just didn't do anything, and we went, "What?"
And we've had people message us and say,
'Cause we really
hey,
try and vet this
Well, I've
stuff
had people say,
beforehand.
hey, I've had health issues, or I've had,
And
you
that
know,
does happen.
This has happened, and especially through the years of COVID, there's people that passed away. There's people, there's different things that happened, and we are very understanding of that.
Yeah.
It's more so the people who, like, they get the program. And then let's just say they get another sponsorship from another massive company,
Sure.
and they go, thanks, Rag Company.
Yeah, forget
thanks for the
this."
boost. See ya. And I go,
Not understanding the Grandambassador thing is actually like a commitment, but in a good way. It's just you're part of a thing that perpetuates for a while. So it's not just I'll take it or leave it kind of thing. It's like if you're in, you should be in.
yeah.
Because there's other people who would like to be in who didn't get it and you did. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what goes on with the judging process. Just know if you don't get picked, right? If anybody doesn't get picked, does that mean it's over for you?
No.
Does
Get
that
discouraged.
mean it's done? No. We want you to reapply. It just means that if maybe your particular feed or what you're doing right now is not currently up to our standard of what we're looking for.
Yeah, you've got 4 months to make it better.
And you got more months to make it better. To give you
improve the post rate in
a
particular.
good example of people that are killing it right now is all of our Grandambassador finalists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go check out all of our finalists that are in the showdown right now. Look what they're doing. You do that, I promise you're probably going to get it. I mean, but if you're not doing that, and if you're not staying up with the consistency of posting, then that's something that you need to maybe work towards, right? I mean, just giving a shout out to a couple of people, you have Jamie the Cleaner, who is obviously making a big impact on the detailing industry. He's doing a really good job there. You have Heather, who's making just killer real content and killer short form content consistently and constantly. She's doing an amazing job. We have Vermil, the king of quality. That's I don't even know what to say. There's no comparison.
It's good.
Every
Verse
frame of one of
good.
his videos feels
I
expensive.
don't
Solid.
know. I don't know what else to say. He is the king of quality.
Put together it's all put together like himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the bearded
I've never
hunter.
seen somebody
Who's
so
right
clean.
here in the
The
comments.
bearded hunter is in the comments, right? Fantastic photographer. Also knows how to educate, talk to the camera. Is a fantastic presenter and is doing an amazing job.
He just makes
across
you
the
want to
board.
smile every time you see the guy. He's just so friendly and nice and pleasant.
And
It
former Grand Ambassador of the Year, Alex Dewar, is in the comments too.
Yes.
He is as well. And we like to see people get out there in front of the camera and try those things. And then we have Darren, right? Easily the most creative person,
So much
probably
heart,
in
so
the
much
in the
creativity.
program. I have his video concepts absolutely hilarious.
Amazing,
Everything he does,
yeah.
He puts a ton of effort into that.
We can't
And
forget
then
Dabbler.
We have Dabbler Details, who, in my opinion, he actually probably is the most creative person with right now the least amount of time.
When he
And-
executes,
and-
he executes at the highest level. The thing is, he doesn't always execute a lot.
He has a
so
lot. He has a lot going on.
Got a
did-
He's
lot
a
of
busy
work.
guy.
He did let me know that he has a lot going on outside of the program, which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand. There's things that happen, work-related things that are happening, and he is still involved in many rag company things.
Yeah.
Just not as much right now as the Grandambassador program,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So I think I covered everybody.
But
Right, everybody in the program. I got Heather, I got Dabbler, I got Vermil, I got Bearded Hunter, I got Darren, and I got Jamie. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Got all 6.
I was going to say right here, because I was on Jamie's podcast on Friday, the Cleaner Cast, and they spent the whole time talking about the Grandambassador program. So I had to carry the Grandambassador program for you guys.
Thank you, Dane.
But you're welcome. But what was interesting was they are grooming Joey. Like, they are like, Joey's our guy. They're like
what
trying
does
to push him
that
out.
mean?
If you go back
grooming?
and watch that episode,
They're like monkeys.
I don't
there.
Jamie and Alex are both like, Joey's going to be our pick. We are going to mentor this guy.
They're gonna
we are
try it.
going
They're
to
gonna-
get him in
Dane,
fighting
you
shape.
can't give out their secrets.
No, they literally put it on their podcast. I watched it happen.
But you do
in real time.
you do understand though.
Oh, I fully understand.
You do understand though, unless Joey's feed right now
Ups the consistency. I talked to him. I told him exactly.
unless right
what
now
you are.
that feed starts looking
Look at the camera.
crazy
and tell him
good.
that because he's watching.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know,
watching right
I don't know
now.
which camera I'm supposed to be looking at. Okay,
I'm trying to post
Unless
these comments,
that
but they're not
feed
going up on the screen for
Looks
some
better,
reason.
right? Out of 6 people I'm choosing, than over 200 applicants, then there may not be a chance this trimester. And there's just saying, so it has to look and feel kind of what we're looking for. And
Joey's looking called out
that's,
now.
I mean, it's tough out there. I will say there's a lot of people that apply that I go, man, these guys are good.
Yeah.
And they're killing it.
He
So
says he loves commitment.
be warned. That's
Yep.
all. Okay, so moving on here. We have morning, everybody.
Yep,
We have
we
everybody,
got everybody
saying hi.
popping in now.
So
Wonderful.
let's talk about Christmas.
Yeah.
Levi Gates.
Oh, I get to speak on
Of
my
course.
Christmases.
Start us off.
A delightful little easy weekend for us. Carly and I, went to Disneyland with the kids.
You did.
That was Christmas.
That was the big thing.
That was the Christmas present, right? So thereby, shouldn't have been any Christmas presents under the tree.
Shouldn't have been.
Shouldn't have been.
Really quick, hold on. Is Santa done
For the day?
at your house?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Really? But isn't
Yeah.
Augie like 9?
Yeah. No, Santa's not. I thought you meant his work.
Oh, no, he's
I thought you meant
saying,
the actual
like,
No,
work.
like
he's
is
speaking in
Santa,
It's like, I'm
broader
not getting
terms,
any more.
like,
We're not doing
Is
opening presents at
Santa
my
still
parents
visiting
tonight.
your
Yeah,
house,
like,
or is he
is
going to, like, take you
Santa
off the
still-
list
Yeah.
later?
Oh, yeah. No,
Coming?
he's still viable.
Okay. He's still
to both kids.
To both kids.
He's still cool
That's
running.
pretty good.
Okay,
Pretty
yeah.
proud of that.
That's
So-
pretty good. So they're understanding of that.
Uh-huh.
So they understand that.
Now, Augie might be really smart and not 100%.
Do you think Hadley's still in it?
Hadley, I think, assumes, but still has the magic. Because the alternative is
She's 11.
12.
She's 12. Okay, so that's
I think
that's about a year even longer than some other kids. 11's usually 11, 12.
Yeah.
So
But I
usually-
think, like, she just wants to make, like, because in years past, she's helped us put stuff out for Aug, and
Yeah.
Augie's helped us put stuff out for Hadley.
Yeah.
But then they both go to bed, and then we've always put gifts under the tree, and then gifts in a special spot, like on the couch, for Augie and Hadley from Santa. So then it looks like there's always been those gifts there, and then Santa dropped off these.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're wrapped, sometimes they're not. So then the kids go, whoa, because it's usually stuff we've hidden, so that when Christmas morning comes about, they have no knowledge of this stuff.
yeah.
So they see it and they go, oh my gosh. So that's when they go, oh, Santa came. Like,
Yeah.
so that's still really great to have. So the
Yeah.
kids, this year, you guys remember on the podcast, I said, Carly, I'd like to help this year. I horribly failed at that.
At what?
Helping with Christmas.
She didn't do anything.
Carly
Not much.
Carly did all of it. She pulled an amazing Christmas out. She got all the gifts for everyone in the family.
Yeah.
I owe that woman so much.
It's a cancer trait.
Yeah,
is what it
she
is.
got it
Yeah.
all done,
Yeah.
and it was almost like I said it, and then I totally forgot to do anything, and so like I feel really bad because she completely killed it and got everybody handled. Had an amazing Christmas for the kids. So Friday night we just kind of hung out, chilled out, relaxed, got ready.
Yeah.
Then Saturday. We rounded up got stuff ready, kind of cleaned the house, finished some last minute stuff, went and did some grocery shopping, went and got some
Yeah.
other stuff. And then Saturday night, we were hanging out. Augie was just kind of down. He was just kind of seemed like, he was like, I feel like I wasted the day.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have anything to do on Saturday, the day before Christmas Eve. And so we said, all right, well, let's try and figure something out for Sunday to do on Christmas Eve. So we got up early. I grabbed Augie. I took him to the grocery store and was like, we got to pick out some stuff for your mom and your sister for their stockings. And he's like, oh, okay. And I let him pick out some candy bars.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. So we got that done. We grabbed a couple items, and then we made it back home. Then we rounded up the kids and took them downtown.
Yeah.
We went for a little walk downtown, which was colder than hell
I
down
bet.
there. That wind was blowing through the canyons of the buildings like crazy.
But I stress, it was dry. There was no snow.
It was dry and there was no snow, but it was ice cold. And so, but we took them
to the bone. Is
But we
what it
took them
was.
down to the Grove so they could see the tree and the skating rink and stuff, and nobody was there. It was
really?
dead. And then we went down to Repop, wandered around that store and checked it out, and then just kind of had fun. Then we went up to Bad Boy Burgers
Oh, yeah.
up on
classic.
Federal Way.
Yeah.
Had a delicious lunch at Bad
Lovely.
Boys. Hung out up there. While we were sitting there, my buddy Rory walked in. His wife is the owner of Bad Boy.
Nice.
And so we talked. And then while we were standing there in line, another friend of mine and his wife were pulling through the drive-thru. So we're waving at them there, and they're waving at Carly and the kids and me. And so that was fun. So it was kind of neat to see everybody.
Yeah.
Then we drove up towards Idaho City, went up to Barkley Bay, and just tried to get out of the house and do something with them on Christmas Eve. Then came home, took a nap, woke up, finished our Christmas items that we needed to do, got ready for the party, headed over to my cousin's house for the Gates family Christmas party.
Which cousin is this?
My cousin Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Never heard of Jennifer before.
So it's my
Come to think
cousin,
of it, I don't
it's my
think I have
Uncle
either.
Scott's daughter. Her and her husband Ty
Gotcha.
held the party at their house. So so we went over there to their place. We did Easter at my Uncle Scott's this past year. So this Christmas Eve, we did it over at Jenny's house. She lives in my neighborhood, so we didn't have to drive far. Carly and I tricked the kids into saying we had to drive clear across the state, when in reality we drove about half a mile. Basically, to the other side of Timberline.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, the Gates residence. I mean, your family roots run so deep here, in Boise, in the Treasure Valley.
900 years,
I mean,
man.
I know 900 years. It's kind of crazy that everybody around you is usually in the vicinity of 5 or 6 miles, and we're talking hundreds of relatives,
hundreds, thousands, sometimes
thousands of relatives. Because even though they may not share the same last name,
I have 3. I have an aunt and a cousin within a half-mile radius, maybe a mile radius of me.
Very impressive. I mean, most people don't have that. But what's interesting, they may not have the Gates last name, but they have Gates blood, or they've had Gates blood in them at one time.
Correct.
Yes.
So we went over to her place, hung out, had a great little Christmas party there, then ran home, changed Augie's pump because we forgot to change his pump, so he was low on insulin, and then headed over to my dad's for the actual festivities in which we open gifts and do all that. And so went over there. My sister and her husband were there with their kids, and my parents and Seth came over, and we just had a great little Christmas Eve party at my dad's house, and we were done by 10. It was nice. We finished by 10. We made our way back home because my dad's
for dinner there.
My dad's house, no dinner. We had food at the other party that happened from 5 to 7, and then we ran to the other party.
What they have there at 5 to 7?
They had all kinds of stuff: meatballs, ham, turkey, a potluck, if you will.
Were they doing meatballs on toothpicks?
No, you had a spoon up of meatballs out of the crock pot.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The little meatballs with little toothpicks, or
little saucy guys.
Do you like those, Dane?
I love it, but I'm a little Smokies guy, so I tend to go little Smokies.
I could see.
But you do meatballs like little Smokies, I'm in still.
Okay,
I love it.
Yeah, that's
But
fun.
it was nice. So we just ate quick, hung out, and then did the party, opened presents. My nephew was hilarious. He was so funny and just commenting on everybody's gifts. And he's 5 and was just awesome. That was probably the most funniest thing to do. And then the next day we headed over to, or then that morning when we got home, or before, I guess I should say, Christmas Eve, we also barricade our children in their rooms by putting wrapping paper on their doors.
So you can tell when it breaks.
Yeah. So they've been trained since they were very young. Literally, we started doing this about where Lucy's at, wrapping it up. We didn't do the whole thing. When they were little, they were like, it was only like half the door, because they're not very big.
No.
And so now, though, we have to do full door length.
Of course.
But that's also to keep them in until we wake up.
Yeah.
So they have to call for us to wake up. And so that makes it a little easier.
How early do the calls start?
This year started at 7:30. Not too bad.
Okay, I thought it was going to be worse.
Well, we were worried about it.
Some kids get impatient.
Sometimes it's been 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning. And then Carly records. Like, we kind of get ready. Like, okay, let's get it cleaned up. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. And then play a little music. Carly makes it really magical for them. So they bust out of their rooms like college football teams.
That's fun.
And go running into to see what they got. And it's really fun.
Look what Santa brought. Yeah.
So that was good. And then I made breakfast for the family and then took a nap. And then after we ate breakfast, and then I made us a pot roast.
Okay, nice.
Started that about 1 o'clock, and then had that done by about 5, about 4 o'clock. And delicious. That was so good.
Carrots and potatoes in that? You did?
Yeah, it was really good.
I love myself a good roast.
It's the second one I made. The last time you called me, I was making one.
You were making a roast.
I got a buy one, get one free roast at the Fred Meyer's. So, you can pick up 2 roasts for the price of 1.
All right.
I was like, wow, such a deal.
Bring it.
Save this for Christmas.
That's what I thought. I thought, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I didn't think of it at the time, but I had it. So that was really good, but it's just a simple, easy, cool, relaxing. Then we went over to Carly's mom, brought her some pot roast, and then went over to her sisters and hung out and said hi to the nieces and nephews. Augie got the kids got some gifts. Some of the stuff we bought for them while we were at Disneyland, and then some other little things that they wanted that they'd been asking for that were inexpensive-ish, not crazy. However, we tried to spend the same amount of money on both kids. And
Fair.
And Carly, again, knocked it out of the park, did an amazing job. But Anki asked for something very unique,
Okay.
very strange.
Strange.
Cat
How so?
carrier,
For the
but
cat?
a stroller,
That's just very
pet
strange.
stroller.
Yeah.
He wants to take the cat around in a stroller.
Yep. So we bought him a pet stroller.
Okay.
And the very first thing we did was I put it together that night, got it ready to go, set it all up for Christmas morning, and we put Sherlock in there, and we took off.
Oh,
And
so he was about it.
He put the cat in, and we took
Okay.
him for a walk down to his buddy's house.
Oh, boy.
Down the street to say hello, and then walk him back. It was hilarious.
He enjoyed it, though.
Oh, he was like, "This is awesome," and he's like pushing it, and he's like, "Not." He goes, "Looks like there's a couple more pet strollers in the neighborhood now." Like it was like he was in a new gang, like a new pet stroller gang. He was very
This is
excited.
his initiation,
He's gonna get
putting a
patched
cat in a stroller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If only all initiations
Harmony
were that
Street
wholesome.
Pet strollers. But yeah, so that was funny, and then yeah, I could see that pet strollers outsold human strollers. That's weird. But yeah, so they. So that was all really good. And then I'd gotten Carly a couple gifts, and she got me a couple gifts. It was great. We had it was exactly what we needed. We stayed within a budget. We didn't go overboard. There was always that desire to go like, oh, I didn't get you enough this year. And this year we both did it right. And I'm very proud of us for that. And then on Friday night, Carly and I got a date night scheduled. We're going back up to the Springs.
Nice.
Going to probably hit Berea,
Cool.
get some tacos,
Ooh,
go to
nice.
the Springs, and chill out. And then today it's snowing.
Yeah.
Just absolutely
actually
crazy.
quite a bit just out of the blue. It's like, man,
It just
missed
and it
by
wasn't
one
even on
day.
the news. So
No, there
we've got
wasn't.
like probably
Not really
3
any
inches
warning.
now out there. But yeah, so all in all, really cool. My friend Keith showed up this morning. He's doing a little work at the MOSHQ.
Okay. Not Duplessis.
No, but plumber Keith, him and his wife have a detail shop as well, and but he came to install a hot, cold running water and utility sink in the MOSHQ.
So now you're
So I'll
gonna
have that in there now.
lovely running
And then,
water.
Oh, it'll be delightful. And then
Nice.
we're also gonna put a shutoff valve for the main water right at our crawl space. So it'll be real nice. But he's gonna stop by later and talk to Anthony about any of his plumbing concerns. And
Hopefully it was safe travels on his way.
Oh my
up
gosh, that was
from-
well. He drove up from Twin, so I mean that's a
Yeah.
2-hour drive, and
Yeah.
it started snowing while he was driving. And he said once he hit Boise, that's
Yep.
when it got really slick, really slow. So I'm hoping he doesn't have a problem getting back out this afternoon.
Hopefully not. Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dane, Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Lovely.
How was it for you?
Oh, it was great. You know,
Yeah.
I had a
good time?
really good time. It was low key. If I hadn't been sick for most of it, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it more. But unfortunately, I got a little bit of sickness, and my dad actually got a lot worse. I will say, to the point that he, in a rare case, was actually not getting up on Christmas morning at like 4 a.m. the way he gets up every other day.
Well, he's got
Because you know how he is. He gets up with the Asian markets.
He's excited
and
for
yeah.
Santa. You can say it. He's still loves. He wants to try and catch him.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's still a kid at heart.
Yeah.
So, you gotta deal with that. But in this case, this year, no, it wasn't happening. So my mom's like, you know what, guys, maybe wait a little while before coming over because he's not even up yet. And it's like, oh, okay, well, then we'll take our time. But so Friday night, I kind of warmed things up by talking the Grand Ambassador program, as I said, on Jamie the Cleaner's Cleaner Cast. We talked, had fun. Joey was there, and Alex was there, and Eddie was there, and just chatted with all of them. And it was good. Had a fun time. So it was kind of a lead into the weekend. Then for Saturday, obviously, had just like basic stuff going on Saturday. Went and got some Express, as you do. Liz wasn't feeling necessarily up to going to the place though that day, so we changed it around and brought stuff back, and we had a good time regardless.
Okay, nice.
But then, I mean, nothing too crazy. I was building up my office is what I was doing.
Yeah.
Trying to decorate my office so that it was more presentable, because doing that podcast kind of got me thinking like, okay, I really need to get this arranged so it looks a little better than
Squared
a bunch
away.
of stuff on the ground behind me.
Yeah.
So I went and I put up my faux brick wall with like the insulated layers like these tiles we have here. So I've got that from downstairs, and all I use are the T-pins, like the metal T-pins. They
Yeah.
look like pincushion pins.
Is that what you did at your other place?
That's what I did
Same
at my other
ones?
place.
You brought them over?
Yeah, that way I don't have to spray glue them to a wall. I just use the
very
T-pins, so the
smart.
T-pins don't show up on camera.
Yeah,
so
it's
they,
like,
they hide well.
Yeah, it's another
But-
type of wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. T-pin.
T-pin.
sounds like T-Pain, but it's just take out the A. Yeah, so got that. It was great, happy, got my pictures up on the wall. I'm very excited, started decorating with lights and stuff. I don't know, it just felt fun to do something, and I put on little Christmas lights in there, and it felt festive. So I enjoyed that.
Good.
Then Sunday rolled around, and that was kind of the low-key day before the big Monday, which is where all the Christmas stuff happened. And, of course, in addition to obviously having Christmas gifts opening and things like that on Saturday or on Monday morning, I keep forgetting the weekend was Monday was Christmas Day. So the morning we went over to my folks' house and we had ourselves a nice time. And actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. On Sunday night, Sunday was spent at my house, but Sunday evening we went for Christmas Eve. This is the part I always mix up. So this is where Anthony showed up at my parents' house.
I did. Yes.
When we were watching Gran Turismo, because I couldn't figure out what to watch. And I was like, how about an unconventional Christmas movie? And my parents were like, we already watched Die Hard. And I'm like, okay, so not that. And I'm like, but what about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or The Nice Guys or some other Shane Black movie, something fun like that that's like, you know, we don't have little kids here, so we can like watch a more grown up.
Yeah, Carly and I
kind of
watched
movie.
Smile last night.
Ooh, okay, not watching
good
that.
Christmas Day movie to watch.
No
before
thanks.
bed.
Guys need to watch freaking Love and Monsters movie.
I already
I'm
watched
telling
that.
you.
I already watched
Did you
that.
like
I enjoyed it. Yes, it felt very much like something
It's
that
a
you would
good
recommend
movie.
to me. Yes,
It's a good movie.
It was right up the alley what I expected in a good way. I liked it. Yeah, it was fun. So yeah, no, that was a fun watch.
Yeah.
And we watched Gran Turismo of all things because my mom was like, well, I just want something that's kind of happy, and I'm like, well, it's not very Christmassy, but Gran Turismo's on Netflix now. And that movie is very like uplifting sports movie. So if you're kind of cool with that kind of thing, and they're like, yeah, okay, let's give it a shot. And then at the end, everybody loved it. So I was like, all right,
That's
great.
good.
Even Liz loved it. So I was like, okay, great. Everybody had fun. But we had seafood fettuccine. That is like our Christmas Eve tradition in our household.
It is.
At least since the Squim days and stuff, because it was easy to get a lot of seafood stuff for a medley there. I realize this is definitely not your thing.
Mostly
But it is
shellfish.
mostly your thing. And it's
is.
less fish, it's more shellfish. So definitely not your thing, but very much your thing. So
is.
yeah, we have it. It's a little different every single year, but my mom, she does a great job. She sells herself short as a cook, but she does a great job, like really, really does.
Yes.
So I mean, Anthony can attest to the quality of said seafood fettuccine.
Dane, it's literally probably one of my top 5 dishes.
You
right?
showed up at like 10 at night.
I will show up at any time at night.
You showed up at like a little after 10 at night
To get myself
while we're
a
all
taste.
watching. You come in, and how much seafood fettuccine did she give you?
Dane, she must have given me like 6
Well,
pounds
a 5
of it.
gallon bucket.
No, it's
was
a
a
trough.
lot.
You came with a
It's like
bucket.
a whole trough
So
of it.
much.
And right when she handed me the bag, she's like, I got that here. I set some aside for you. I'm like, good God, Carolyn, this is like insane. So, and she also gave me some nice bread to go with it too. I don't know how else to explain it. There's like half of the ocean is in that this fettuccine Alfredo, or in that Alfredo, whatever you want to call it. And it's insane. It's a seafood fantasia.
Pretending that it's like chicken.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It's like chicken and meat and
the
stuff.
scallops are never ending. The crab meat's never ending. Like thinking of it right now, my mouth is actually watering,
Yeah.
and I need to stop talking about it because I have to wait till dinner to eat it. So yeah, it's insane.
Kim recommending Office. That movie's hilarious, actually.
Oh, Chris,
it's a Kia. That's
Office
what God would
Christmas Party.
drive.
Yeah, it's a Kia. That's what God would drive.
So funny. Anyway, so that was Christmas Eve. Had a great time with family, and Maylee and Kelly were there as well.
Nice.
So it was just my direct family and then Maylee and Kelly, who are always welcome. We love them.
I showed up and I cracked a few jokes.
You
know.
did. You did.
Hopefully-
You're always a character, and
hopefully-
everybody knows you as a character, but you're
hopefully
loved.
make
They
people-
like you a lot, so
Make
you're
people
good.
laugh and cry and all that.
So
what
then
did your Christmas look like?
Christmas morning came around, not a drop of snow on the ground, or a flake rather. It just was kind of, you look out the window and you go, really? This is Christmas morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
I
kind
guess
of
this is
cold
what
and
we
a little
got.
sunny. Actually.
It was cold, and it was sunny for the first time in a little while because we'd had an inversion all the past week.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, I guess the sun's coming out. It is what it is. But yeah, so we went to my parents' house a little later in the morning than we normally would on Christmas morning, and that's okay. But my mom made her famous breakfast casserole thing that we always have. Great egg dish, goes great with salsa and sour cream.
Yeah.
And, had some orange cinnamon rolls, as you do, too, with that, which is
Dane,
always our
Dane,
thing.
Dane,
That's
yeah,
always
orange rolls.
That's always my family's thing. So lovely time there. We opened our gifts. We had a good time. I got several new Dixon flannels. I'm wearing the one that fits me. The other ones are 2Xs, a little smaller for me, so I need to get back in fighting shape.
What did you get for that?
But this one is called the Dago Dane. So I was like,
very nice.
wow,
It's for Dane.
there's one with my name on it. So it's like
it's
this
even
kind
got
of
it on the
cool.
buttons.
It's like gray
It says Dane on it
lavender.
right
It
there.
is. It's right there. So yeah, I'm
pretty
loving this. My dad was super stoked to find one with the name on it. So
Dane,
I thought it was pretty neat.
What are you going to do to get back into fighting weight for those 2Xs?
So the fun part is my other kind of big gift that I got, not as a competition or anything, but I got a treadmill. So
Dane got a treadmill.
I got
Treadmill.
a proper shout out walking pad. But you know what? It's intentional. I had asked for not like a full size treadmill, like a gym
one
treadmill,
that you can
'cause
put under your bed.
those are unwieldy. I used to have one of those, and you can fold it up, sure, put it against the
What
wall,
I
but it
like-
still takes up a ton of room.
Here's what I like. You can put that on your deck.
Oh yes,
You can go out.
You could do that.
and walk on the deck for a
I
bit.
could just
Drink
walk
your,
on
You
the
could
deck.
take your coffee with you.
just out there in like shorts on a
Dane's gonna
brisk
start
morning.
live streaming, a walking live
That would
stream.
be
Oh, you could do that too. You
hilarious.
could put it in
Oh,
your-
man.
Put it in your office.
We're
and-
walking, we're talking, and
Yeah.
we are.
Let's watch some
and
videos.
Basically, what you do is you get other people to walk with you.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a walking party.
the beauty of a walking pad is it can go underneath a standing desk. It can go in your living room in front of the TV.
Yeah.
Say for every instance where you'd normally be sitting and living that sedentary lifestyle that I have for quite a few years now, which led to this. If I'm just moving every
Yeah.
time I would be sitting, I wouldn't be like this. I wouldn't.
Dane, you're gonna be gaming
So,
and walking.
I
You're gonna be talking
am
and walking. You're gonna be
still
It's
watching
gonna be
and walking.
queuing and walking.
Yeah.
I
Barbecuing
am
and
very
walking.
excited. So big shout out to Santa, my folks, for
Nice.
collaborating and coming up with a good
That's
way
awesome.
to get me back in shape. I'm looking forward to it. And yes, I did give some hints that was something I was looking for, but I'm usually very bad. I don't ever ask for anything, so I
Yeah.
wind up with a lot of clothes because that's a safe choice, and I like those, and I'm
Yeah.
not upset about
What
it.
about we cut some stairs in your hillside, and we have like a time, like we create a
make it
like a
what's that-
time trial.
No, what's that monument that Rocky runs up?
Yeah, the library in Philadelphia. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna just
I could do the
recreate
Rocky
that.
walk.
Yeah.
in his mountain
Yeah.
right there.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
It's just
dun,
we can get some railroad ties.
Sure.
We just cut it in there, stuff them in, and then
That's
it's
a-
kind of just a run
solid.
up, and we just could time each other. And
It's like Camel's back, but
Yeah.
right there in my backyard.
And then you
Okay.
could do it randomly
Yeah.
whenever you want.
I'm into it.
Dane's Hillside is a training area. I mean, if you think
very
about
well.
it,
It's
Yeah.
I mean,
all kinds of training.
yeah, you could just throw different flags up from different countries, and you
Paintball
could pretend
training.
you are in a different country.
You could
Yeah.
probably zip line to my house from the top of my backyard.
know it's
down.
possible.
It-
We
it's
could do
definitely
that.
possible.
Should we do that?
I feel like something's going to break a window. if they
What I
do
want to
that.
do is I want to take my
Build it.
compound bow up at the very top,
Oh.
and I want to grab one of those ropes. I don't know how it works, and I want to shoot.
You
want to
do a
Yeah.
rappel,
and I
into
wanna,
his house.
Yeah, into
Wow.
yeah. He'll go through the
a
window.
reverse
first.
Home Alone. You're going
I go,
into the house, not
"Crap,
out of it.
Dane, I missed. I need to take another shot, and then we zip it up to something there and I rappel.
No, Anthony, that's the power line.
There's just a tree. There's a tree at the top. You just have to hit that. You can stand
Oh
on the
my
deck
God.
and hit there.
He's
That's
going
all you
right
gotta
for it.
do.
I puncture his plumbing system again, and he gets another leak.
No. Okay, so
The whole time
yes.
we're like, "There's just a tree. Just go on the deck and shoot the tree up there. That's all you got to do."
So that
We
was
can
a
rappel
big
down
part
from
of
there.
it. I was very excited, and my brother got a very thoughtful gift too. He got us a movie gift card for myself so that he and I can go to the movies and enjoy some brotherly time, which we very rarely do. So I'm excited for that.
That's
I really
nice. Good.
like the idea of that, and I got him $200 Amazon gift card because I didn't know what to get him, and I thought it was safer to just go that route.
Nice.
But
Good
he
brothers.
was very
Yeah.
happy with that. I think he's going to be just fine. And of course, then other than that, Liz and I were both very excited to get some new cooking utensils, like measuring cups and things that we just hadn't gotten recently. But she's
Yeah.
been so enjoying like the whole cooking meal prep stuff that she wanted to have some nicer, utensils and
Utensils, yeah.
measuring stuff. Works out great. Super stoked
Heck
for
yeah.
that. So yeah, that's been most of what we did. But
Sweet.
apart from that, obviously my mom likes to get those novelty candies and stuff like the shut your mouth gum or whatever stuff
Yeah.
like that, and the fun things. And then we got some dog toys, for Callie.
Sweet.
So that was lovely. And then that was the morning. going into the evening, while we kind of spent a little time, we watched like Fail Army's Worst Fails of the Year all together for like 2 hours.
The
just hang out on the
stuff you
couch.
get your family to watch blows my mind.
It was
Dane.
my dad's idea. It wasn't even mine. Which cracked me up.
Funny.
But we all did it, and we all had a good time.
Yeah.
So, hey,
but you were together as a family.
We
That's
were
all that
together as a
matters.
family, and we were enjoying laughs together and
Yep.
all making commentary like it's America's Funniest Home Videos. We had a good time.
That's nice.
So that was nice.
Friday
Yeah.
night, Carly and I took a little road trip, run some errands.
Oh, yeah?
We went out to Ontario where things are tax-free.
Ooh.
You know, you get a couple
Yes.
extra items for the weekend. And then
A couple goodies, yeah.
one of the things that I was going to say Carly did is she created a new Instagram account
Oh?
for folks if they want to go follow. It's called Galaxy Mouse Adventures.
Galaxy Mouse Adventures.
It's going to be a Mommy Meme Jeans style page for those
Okay.
of you that follow
So it's
Carly.
like a meme page.
So it's a meme page, but it'll be Disney themed memes and Star Wars
Yeah.
themed memes. So go follow for more
Okay.
content.
That's
so she's
good.
going to be, because she wants to kind of branch some of those
All right.
and have a place
Yeah.
to live
Makes
on
sense.
their own.
All the meme accounts are getting more specialized.
Well,
now,
and she
so
can
they,
still
like,
post them
fulfill
on her
the
Mommy
niche.
Meme Jeans, but then she can cross
Yeah, if
post
one doesn't
on
fit
that
in the other, you just
Yeah.
put it over there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
makes sense.
I like that.
So
Very
anyway,
cool.
go follow
Yes.
that at Galaxy Mouse Adventures.
Galaxy Mouse Adventures. All right. So then in the transition there from the beginning of the day to the afternoon, then in the afternoon leading into the evening, went to Gwen's house.
Yeah.
So my Aunt Gwen, they have had their house for as long as I can remember, ever since I was a little kid at least. They've been in the same place since at least the late 80s, and that house is a time capsule of sorts. It's kind of a mid-century house, maybe built in the 60s or so.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's got like a little beam and post going
Yeah.
on here. But a lot of the decor and things, Gwen really loves to decorate with a ton of like whatever the occasion is or whatever the season is.
Yeah.
The house gets decorated that way. So in Easter, you have tons of pastels all over the place, color-wise, and like things. Christmas, though, they go all out. They like wrap whole like entertainment centers.
The whole house?
The whole entertainment center was wrapped with like wrapping paper, and tables had these tablecloths
How do
on
they
it that
watch
looked like
TV?
wrapping paper. Well, they didn't cover the TV.
Oh, okay.
They covered the actual like glass cases that hold like all the movies and stuff on the side.
okay,
so
I see.
They wrap
Yeah.
it all up, and then like the china cabinet gets wrapped, and all
So it's
these
almost
other
like they're
things. So-
living in a bunch of presents.
yeah, it just makes it kind of
Okay.
fun. So
Yeah,
then they put
nice.
like you got your little nativity scene, and then you got the wise man, and you got all the other stuff. Just
they all
decorations
wrapped
everywhere.
too?
No.
Oh.
Not everything gets wrapped.
That'd
Although
be
I can
pretty
see it.
cool.
But I walked in there, and for the first time in I think they said like 40 years, the house had new carpet, and I was
Whoa.
shocked. I just walked in
Impressive.
there. I was like, "This looks different," and the carpet's new, and the
They do
walls are a
they
different
do
color.
They do a high-end pad.
It had been a while since I was in there. I
squish.
walked on that carpet and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so nice."
Yeah.
You know when you walk in, you got a
Nothing-
good
nothing-
pad.
Nothing's like good
Fresh
carpet, man.
stuff. Yeah.
Good carpet.
So I was
Fresh
thinking that
carpet's
yesterday. I
nice.
was cleaning up the living or bedroom because Keith's there doing some plumbing,
Yep.
and so I was vacuuming the carpet. And I was noticing our carpet's starting to go bad. Been in the house going on 6 years now, and we had the carpet replaced when we moved in. But I started noticing just how like it's just my cats have kind of dug at it and stuff. And it's
starts
just
to
kind of
mat
dirty. It started to mat
down.
down, and I
Yeah.
thought we might have to get new carpet. My sister-in-law did new carpet, but did the crazy
Big
top line
Plush.
pad
Yeah.
with the deep carpet. Oh my gosh,
pad,
Oh,
yeah.
it's unbelievable. I was like, I want that. I wonder if we can just do
Yes.
this bedroom.
Luxurious.
We just redo this room with like the super thick pad for ourselves.
Yeah, it's like the 70s all over again. Let's get that
Yeah.
big fat carpet.
Oh,
over it.
it's so
Yeah.
nice.
So that was a very nice development to walk in on and go, "Oh, this is wow, great job, guys."
Yeah.
They're like, "Yes, we just had this done
Oh,
before
fun.
you guys showed up." It's like, "Oh, cool." So then they had like baseboards redone. Everything was just kind of
Wow.
redone, and I was like, "You guys really refreshed the place." And like, well, a lot of people as they get older think, "Oh no, we need to go get a single level, whatever. We don't
Yeah.
like climbing stairs." Well, they've always been in this house. It's a single level. It's up by the airport, whatever, and it's the perfect house to retire in too. So they're like, "We're not going anywhere. We figured we'd just kind of refresh it." So
Yeah.
that was nice.
That was what
But,
my dad did after
yeah.
me and my sisters all moved out. Was he went through and remodeled his whole house?
Make it feel new again.
Because he was
Yeah.
like, "You guys are done. Animals are gone. Like, I don't need to worry about it anymore. I'm gonna
It's not
put some
going to
money
get
into it."
destroyed now.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna make it
all
nice.
right. This is
Yeah.
great. So so we basically had it, and they took a leaf out of the table. Normally they have a very long kind of like traditional dining room table where everybody sits at. This time they divvied it up. So instead of having the kids
Seating
table
areas.
and the main table, now there's the main table we know, but now there's a lot more space around it.
Yeah.
And then there's another table that's not the kids' table because they put just as many adults there
Wow.
too. And it was just they kind of split them up into different groups.
Yeah.
They kind of divided the family up in a unique way, and then they had everybody sit for dinner, which was great. And everything from scalloped potatoes with cheese and bacon on them to fresh broccoli, all that kind of stuff with ham, which I love, and just good stuff like that. And then they had this stuff they called trifle. I'm not super familiar, but they had trifle. It was like the most ridiculous chocolate pudding with brownies in it, with crushed Oreos in it, and whipped cream floating at it was the most insane, like death by
It's not
chocolate.
truffle?
Trifle.
No, it's a trifle. It's a trifle pie.
Yeah.
You can also throw like ground.
But it was
you
in
can
a
also throw ground
bowl.
beef in that too.
It was in a
And all that
bowl.
chocolate.
Oh, gross! It was in a bowl
Yeah.
like pudding.
no,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yes, Dane. Yeah, you could. It's a multi-layered bowl
Yes.
dessert, right?
It's like a 7-layer
Yeah.
bean dip, except it's all chocolate
No,
and sweets.
Correct. And so you throw a little bit of ground beef in there,
Oh
right?
God,
Top
no!
it off.
No,
Throw
you're
some
ruining
tortilla
it.
chips.
It's
It
so
takes it
bad.
to the next
Don't do
level.
that.
Chocolate nachos with
Oh,
God,
God, no!
Ground
no,
beef with taco
This was
seasoning.
an insane dessert thing. You just take a big old spoon in there. You just plop it down in like a bowl or a plate or
I
whatever.
can't believe you guys ate
Nuts.
that without ground beef in it. It's so much better.
I can't even. I'm disgusted.
Well, that's what mole is.
I'm disgusted after
That's
the
what mole
fact.
is. It's
I
a
know that's what
picante
mole
chocolate
is.
sauce,
Yes.
chocolate and peanut butter sauce.
man.
You mix it in with your meats and
Need more ground beef
chickens.
with the chocolate.
Thank God this wasn't that. Okay, so yes, lovely time. Really, really great. Hanging out with family. Of course, it was Gwen and Bob and Daniel and William and Tracy were all there.
What's
And
Will doing now?
Bailey and Kaylee. He's working
Still at
basically Jackson's. Yeah,
Still there?
doing that.
Yeah.
And my cousin Dan's still working at the Y downtown, so
Oh,
they got
nice.
that stuff. But yeah, no, everybody was doing good.
Good.
Had good
Good.
chats with everybody, and at the end of the night. Gwen and Bob always have some kind of like little game or something up their sleeve, family interaction thing. They decided to play like a version of Heads Up. Like,
Heads up, 7-Up?
So like the classic one where you put the card on your head,
Oh,
like
yeah, Heads Up,
Glorious
yeah.
Bastards and that kind of thing with the
Yeah.
card on your face.
We
Except
played
this time
that in line on our phone.
it's an app on your phone, right?
Yeah, we
So
play
yeah,
it.
so in this case they were doing that where they basically put out no. Wow, that's great. So yeah. Anyway, they put it up on their face, and then you have to guess. It's like Christmas themed
Yeah.
stuff, right? So, yeah, going through. And it was a fun little thing, but it was the most technologically advanced thing I've seen them do, because usually
Yeah.
it's like board games and stuff. So I was like, all right, here we
Yeah.
go. This is fun. Yeah,
That's
and I
nice.
kind of rounded it out. That was the end of our evening, and then... Yeah, Liz had been up since 4 that morning because the dog woke her up, and she only got about 4 hours of sleep, so her battery needed to recharge, and I said, time to go. So we got out of there, and that was the end of our weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anthony,
How about you, Anthony?
second Christmas for your child.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, where do I begin? So I took Thursday and Friday off, right? And Thursday, because my family come into town. So basically I had my great-grandma, well, not my great-grandma, she's my grandma, and then like my cousin were in town. And so they, they came in on Thursday, Friday-ish, or no, sorry, they didn't come in on Thursday, Friday. They were coming in on Friday, but we had to start getting things ready to go by Thursday. So Thursday I took the day off, Friday I took the day off, and it was Friday night. I actually ended up going to kind of like maybe like an early Christmas dinner with my father-in-law, as well as my sister-in-law and my I don't know my wife's grandma and all that. So went to this place called the James. Right, it's downtown Boise.
Okay.
New place that opened up. It's right next to the Suds Tavern, right, which is known as a really crappy good time for many years. Right
Yeah, right
across.
over there.
Well known,
It's
yes.
a college bar. People
Yeah,
go
a
there.
friend of mine owns it.
For the
Yeah.
cheap drinks and other cheap things and all sorts of stuff, right? So next to what's it called? Next to the Suds Tavern, right, is where they established this place called the James. So they wanted to go there. It's a fancy place. They serve cocktails. They have good food and everything else. So me and my wife, we're driving over there, and we get to the parking lot, and I go, oh crap, this place is full, like really full. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, where do you park at these types of places,
Yeah,
right?
you park in the neighborhood.
These establishments that they say, hey, we're going to open up a restaurant here.
But we have 5 spaces.
But we're going to, like 10. And we're going to have 10 parking spaces. And I go, so what was the plan here, right?
This is the old Cobbies.
Like, do people just need to fend for themselves, or what do you do, right? So We look around for, God, it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah, you had to circle the block.
We had to circle the block, and then my wife's like, hey, just find some place. And I go, okay, well, there's these sketchy apartments over here. I can park next to these, or I could park in the Starbucks where it says it's only an hour-long parking, and I could risk the Starbucks, right? She says, just park over here next to the sketchy apartments, right? So I park there, get out of the car, and we go in there. We actually have a pretty wonderful dinner, right? I would say the food's pretty good there. The drinks were great. The decorations are pretty cool inside there and whatnot. We were there for 3 hours.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
3 hours. My wife's family, they like long dinners, long haul.
Yeah.
I swear if they could set up a tent, they would, right? But we were there having a good time. The service was also exceptionally slow. And so we were sitting there for a while, and we had our dinner, and it was towards the end there. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go and grab the car and move it closer, right? I'm like, I don't want to have to drive. I'll walk all the way to that because it started snowing, raining, whatever it was. So I go and grab the car. I bring it back over to the parking lot that it got more and more empty. Park it there. Got in the car, finished up, drove home, and we got home that night. Went to bed. And it was the next day was Christmas Eve morning, right? My wife's like, I could go run some errands and all sorts of stuff here in the morning. So I'm watching my daughter. She goes and runs errands, comes back home, and I go to help her out with some of the stuff. And I walk by her car and I go, it was a double take. I would go, what?
Yeah.
Am I seeing that correctly? Dude, somebody keyed the fender of the 4Runner. And I'm
Your
like,
luck. Oh,
no way. No freaking way, right?
Yeah.
Wonder in the Christmas spirit of things, right?
Yeah. Did you park in someone's driveway?
No. No, I didn't park
Were
in
you
somebody's
blocking
driveway.
anything?
We're not blocking anything. Literally,
Okay.
I parked so close to the person in front of me, right, on the parallel parking situation, that I was like, because I didn't want to park in front of anybody that needed to get in and out of somewhere or anything like that by these apartments.
You think that person did it?
And no, because it was an old bug that had probably been sitting there for months, right? Like the car didn't even run. So I parked right there, and I remember having a feeling. You know when you have a feeling, like you have like that feeling that's like,
Thanks, Luke.
hey, I probably shouldn't park somewhere. Like, you know that feeling, deep in your gut.
Yeah.
I had that feeling. I literally had that feeling. And I was like, crap, I shouldn't park here, but I did. So anyways, I look at the fender and I go, crap, dude, half that fender's covered in PPF. Or like the first third of it's covered in PPF. The key is on everything else, not the PPF. Oh. And I go, awesome. That's really cool. So it wasn't on like the plastic, because 4Runners have like a plastic little thing in front of them. I was like, why didn't you key that?
Because I can replace
that. Pop that thing off and throw a new one. But it's the freaking fender. And I go, it's a metallic gray. It's that magnetic, or that whatever it is, magnetic gray. And I go, so I have to figure out a way to either sand that out and pray, because it's deep, dude. Yeah. It's pretty deep. Yes. And I go, I can pray that possibly.
So they put their back into it when they were.
Yeah. Oh. So I'm like,
so
either.
Could you Dr. Color chip enough to sand it to then buff it?
No, not really.
Need a dash cam?
It's one of those
motion activated.
It's one of those. No, not really, because we never have an issue like this. We never go park downtown and near sketchy.
You weren't even
apartments.
downtown.
You never do.
You were in
you
in the university area.
Yeah, but that's still not a place we go to often, right?
Well, so the university area isn't that bad. Like you wouldn't normally.
It can be on the other side. On the other side of Broadway.
I mean, at times
that's where I live,
but it's not. Yeah, it's not that bad though. Like Luke's totally right. Our version of sketchy is still way better.
But I know the area that you're talking about. I know that area, and it's just mostly college students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a very.
But there's tons of people that wander around there drunk.
Oh yeah. There's tons of people that wander
who just whatever, right? Yeah. So I'm like, dang, that sucks, right? So, anyways, I stared at it long enough to realize that it's not going away.
No.
And
you didn't imagine it.
So it's either I'm going to probably attempt to sand something out, see what happens, and if nothing can improve, I would suppose it's a respray, but it sucks because now is it a blend of the hood, the front bumper, and the door for that key mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not a dent, it's not a chip. Like a chip or a dent, I can be happy with that, right?
It's frustrating.
Like if something were to fall on it and dent it, sure, there's fixes for that. But a key going down the side,
that's
Time to wrap the Forerunner.
There's a special place. There's a special place in hell for those people, and that person will suffer eventually. Your karma will get them, and they'll wonder why. They'll be like, why? Why did this happen? Why did my house blow up? Right? Why? Who committed arson? Yeah. And they'll be sitting there, wet, naked, and afraid, and thinking back to what they did to do this. And it was like, hey, remember that car you keyed for no reason at all whatsoever? That's why. Because of that. That's why you're going through this right there. So it'll get to them eventually. So anyways, so that happened to start the weekend off, which was great. I was trying not to let that put me in a bad mood. You have to understand, I'm kind of a crazy person. So something like that eats at me.
Of all the vehicles of yours that could have happened to, I mean, short of the truck,
Dodge Ram, I would.
The Dodge Ram would be the one where you go.
The whole side of the Dodge Ram. I don't care about that. Please don't do that. But
open invitation.
But
he's inviting it.
Not the Forerunner, right? God. So.
But it's not really yours.
No, it isn't. It loans in his name.
I mean, sure, but. Anyway. I'm saying of all the ones, he feels the least
first
ownership.
New car he's ever owned.
He feels the least ownership over that compared to, say, the RSX or the Civic.
Less control.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe it's less control. Okay. So, anyway, so that kind of started off things, and then, but what it was though is it actually started off the rest of the weekend was pretty good. I have a new haptic feedback solution for my sim rig, right? Which I got as I'd maybe call it somewhat of an early Christmas present from the ether, right? It just has appeared out of nowhere at my door. That is it's a 4-corner vibration system that goes on my simulator to simulate each wheel.
Do you have one of those on your? Do you have one of those on your treadmill or on your massage chair? 4-corner simulator.
Yeah.
No.
He's saying his so he can feel what each wheel is doing. I'm asking if you have that same feature.
I need to install like a little USB stick that has the proper software to make it so it grabs your love handles and turns you with the corners and creates a sensation like G's. Almost G's. Yeah.
So anyway, it's like a cool vibration type of thing, right? Pretty sweet. So I got that, set that up. My brother's been staying with us because my family's in town and they took his bed. So he's been staying with us. So me and him have been hanging out every night, you know, just eating a bunch of snacks, all sorts of, delicious baked goods for Christmas, and then just kind of hanging out and playing. So me and him played my racing simulator, and he loves playing that because he's like, oh, this is getting crazier and crazier, Anthony. I go, it is getting nicer. It is getting crazier and crazier. Before you know it, I'm going to have a full motion
it's gonna be
rig. That's going to be like,
it's going to be hydraulic
animatronic.
You're going to be like, guys, hydraulic fluid burst in I got to get it on
my office.
My office. It's all over the
oil
wall
and
on my carpet.
all over the house now.
Just oil.
Just hot.
Stinks, too.
How much is into this? Like $100,000. What? It's gotten a lot of money into this. So no, it's we did that for a little while, but then I want to say it was Christmas Eve. The night before Christmas Eve, my brother did go out and we ran some errands. I go with my wife some stocking stuffers as well because that's one thing I did. Yeah. You forget about the stocking stuffer stuff. Yes. So that's one thing you do have to go out and get. Sure. But then Christmas Eve itself was. Yeah, pretty good. So my wife went shopping, and then we went to go take my daughter to the village where she got a picture with Santa, right?
Nice.
They have a kind of a gingerbread house thing that they built there in the village. I get there. It's freezing cold, by the way.
Yeah, very
The
cold
village is an outdoor mall, like California style, but in Meridian, Idaho.
So we get there, and there's a few people out there, but it was dead, man. The village was dead. Like, nobody was there on Christmas Eve.
For that place is surprising.
You would think there would be
place is usually popping.
People there, but nobody was there. It was probably because it was too cold. But I got there, and I started asking the little elf lady that was working there, and I said, hey, what's
the little people?
No, she wasn't a little person. She was an elf lady. I mean, I don't know.
Dressed up as an elf.
A lady dressed up as an elf. Got it.
Yes, the lady dressed as elf lady, and it's maybe not little, but so she was there, and I asked her, "What's the deal with this house?" Right? They build this thing, or I would like to know. Do they drop it in via helicopter?
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh no, they build it. Is it made out of foam or wood?" She goes, "A combination of both." I go, oh, cool. Who made it? And she goes, actually, this was made by Disney's elves, and there's only 2 of them in the world.
What?
And I go, is it actually made by Disney's elves? Like, was it serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, like real elves.
They just bring like a cattle trailer up full of elves and open it up and out they go.
And she goes, no, they're just built by, it was just built, Disney made 2 of these. And I go, sweet, right? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, the weather's really taking a toll on it here in Idaho, though. And I go,
it's too dry, it's too warm.
Gotcha. So what's funny is like you go in there to go meet Santa, get a picture with him, and it's this little, it's like a hut type of thing, but they got a fireplace. They do a good job decorating it. But it's just funny because you get the picture. My daughter did really well. She climbed right up to Santa, and I was like, that's great, right? Took a great photo. And then after the photo's taken, you would think that there would be like a second area away from Santa that you go take care of the bill, right?
Yeah.
The bill and the choosing of the photos and all of that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny because like you finish with Santa. All right, say bye to Santa. Bye, Santa. Then you walk 4 feet this way to a counter, and they go, all right, so what prints would you like out of this? And, would you like this, this, and this? And I look over, and it's just Santa, just arms crossed, just kind of standing, looking around. And I go, this guy does this all day long, right? You're not away from Santa.
What's your job? I just sit there.
So, next year, so Cabela's does it for free.
No, we already got Cabela's one.
Oh,
Katie wanted a variety.
Variety of Santas.
Also, the Cabela's, they are using a camera from the 90s.
No, that's why you take it on your
That's
phone.
actually charming.
No, they're taking...
Like a J.C. Penney's from the 90s style, like portrait photography.
Dude, no, it is straight up. It's a Sony Cybershot.
They'll print it out for you.
From like the early 2000s.
And they'll give it to you for free. They'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
So but Santa looks over and I go, this is magical when you're sitting here having to pay for things, and he's just kind of like looking off.
He's trying not to like seem like he's a part of this,
right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny. Like I go, if
you have disappeared from Santa's view.
If my daughter was a little bit older, right?
Yeah.
She'd be like, so do you still get to talk to him, or what's the deal, right? So anyways,
not as magical.
We did that, and then grabbed some lunch, and then it was kind of hangout time, pre-preparation for the festivities that were about to happen. We did go to the Sensi, what's it called? We went to the Sensi. Yeah, I went to the Sensi thing and went and checked out the lights there, which is pretty cool as well. High school kids, right?
A lot of them?
No, not a lot of them. 2 high school band kids.
Just 2?
Best
they usually
idea
travel
ever.
in like
dude
hordes.
with a tuba and dude with a trumpet, right?
Yeah.
Went to Sensi, making a killing.
Oh, so they were busking.
Busking.
Yes, dude. These kids were smart, man. They were out there. They just had a little things set up, and they're in front of the tree. And I go, holy crap, dude. These kids are like 16, 17 years old.
I've still got my high school silver trumpet.
I didn't play enough.
I'll go out
I didn't play enough to do that, but that is a very smart idea.
You drum. You could be a little drummer boy. What instrument
easy
would you
Christmas
play?
music,
Okay,
right?
guitar.
And they weren't particularly amazing at it, but
just good enough.
They got the job done,
That's
right?
funny.
Dude, people are going up throwing in bills, and I'm like, man.
Just so I can avoid it. Where were they located on the Sensi campus?
Why did I think of this?
Just so I know, like the prime drive-by area to avoid.
Like,
that is so smart.
Yeah,
No,
where were they
probably
located?
made $300.
Oh no, Levi,
More.
I think they made more than that. I think, dude,
impressive.
they had to have been making a ton because they were there probably for several hours. But it's just so funny because they just talk to each other. All right, well, okay, go again, right? And they're just kind of giving themselves the
All right, here
they've
comes
been practicing all
Silent
year
Night.
because they're probably playing songs they had to play for their Christmas
they're
program.
just kids. And I'm like, man, they're making so much money right now. So good for them. If you guys have any kids that know how to play any instruments,
Shout out
and there's
those
a
guys.
place that, like Idaho here, we don't have a bunch of street performers, especially people that are
not common
outside
here.
of downtown.
No, but you could go, but to go to things like that, like go to the different lightings and different events and things like that.
Especially understand where he's talking about is in the middle of like suburbia. It's way away from any.
But like that,
downtown.
or even like Botanical Garden for Winter Garden Aglow, like they could have been playing in the parking lot outside. Like there's a lot of.
And there's
I think if you tried that in the village, you get chased out by
no,
security.
There's no downside to doing it over at the Sensen building because
they're closed.
They were like, cool, so you're going to play music and all you're going to do is just collect some tips, but you're going to do it tastefully? Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Have at
it. It's
right?
just Sensi, the scent manufacturer for candles and waxes. For those of you that don't know, their corporate headquarters is based here, and they basically turn their parking lot and
Major
their
MLM vibes, just saying.
Their parking lot and their
Dane.
company,
Blunt Force Instrument.
their
It
company
is.
campus.
Dane,
They have gone
listen
all
to our
out
podcast.
they've gone all out with Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And because of that, people go visit because it's one of the only major company campuses here. Like, you can't go to Micron and do that. Micron doesn't spend money
No,
on that.
Micron
You can't go to
wouldn't
HP
work like
and do that
The
because they don't
Sensi
do
Commons is like an amazing looking campus.
Sensi spent the time because
Yeah.
they want people to come over there and check it out and see all that. And so that's what Anthony means by a nice big lit area with lots of cool stuff to look at.
Yeah.
But we had done that, but Christmas Eve we went over to my parents' house, did presents, things like normal stuff. My mom obviously, I don't know if I mentioned this. So obviously you guys know I'm Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
We've
50%
heard.
people
Yeah.
say
We were
I'm
talking
Portuguese.
things about
we
that.
told Adam about that on Thursday, and
Yeah.
he was shocked.
Yeah.
He was not aware.
But I'm 25% Assyrian, right?
Okay.
Right.
About it's like 23%, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that I am this pale in general, right, is very shocking,
you
right?
tan. I know
I
you
tan
do.
pretty well, but
Sure.
my mom's side of the family is Assyrian, right?
Yeah.
So my mom makes dolma for
Dolma.
Christmas
Dole
Eve,
Whips.
right?
Delicious.
Not
No.
Dole Whips, dolma.
Dolma.
It's a grape leaf
Dole Whip.
wrapped around a combination of meat and rice, right? It's delicious.
Yeah.
And
Keto style.
so she makes that every year, and then you put it over some more rice, and you throw a little bit of yogurt over
Yeah,
the top
it's
of
good.
that,
Minus
and
the
you
rice.
salt it up or throw whatever you want. You throw some sriracha on the top if you want to get crazy,
Yeah,
right?
sounds
So
nice.
all sorts of different fun things. So my mom made that, and that's kind of our tradition because my family that was over is also my Syrian side of the family that had come over. So we had a great dinner, and my wife we got chicken for her. Fried
Yeah.
chicken. She's
Yeah.
not a fan of the Assyrian food necessarily. She'll
No.
eat it, right?
Yeah.
But she definitely would enjoy
More like a
fried chicken.
tolerates it kind of situation.
So, so we had amazing dolma. We had all sorts of other good stuff, and then we did left, right, center. So we played that. My dad threw out like 48, or I think he threw out like $80
man.
for us to go
Oh.
play like left, right, center
Throwing down
with,
some
right?
money on the
So
games.
we played that. Left, right, center gets pretty crazy. It's have you ever played it? Dollar bills. Oh my God, Levi, you would love it. You would love it. The kids would love it too. It's a blast. It's a good counting game, but it's also like once you get down to the last few dollars, it's like you're screaming, right? You're yelling at people. Like
I like those kind of games.
it gets intense.
Yeah.
So look it up, left, right, center. Play it with dollar bills. It's a great time. We did that. Open presents. My daughter is now 2, so she is pretty with it, with knowing
She knows how to
open
unwrap, yeah.
She knows how to unwrap. She's loving the presents. There is a certain point of too many presents where
Yeah, she overloads.
she's like, oh, this is too many presents.
Brain
She wants to go
shuts down.
play with her things that
Yeah,
she got.
she's done.
But my family's obsessed with her. They think that she's just the best thing since ever. I
You
mean,
need to have
I
another
just,
one so that they can start. They
yeah,
can do that, with
right?
other ones.
So they're just everybody's just so infatuated
Especially
with her,
before
and she's
your other siblings have children.
yeah, and I don't think they are.
No.
I
I'm
think
just saying,
literally
you want to do it because
I
that
don't-
way you
You're
get
it.
the most.
I don't know.
grandchild
From what
points.
I can tell right now, at least for a very long time, we'll probably be the only ones. So we're in a good spot.
Okay, good.
No competition.
Okay.
But everybody they love her to death, and she's saying the funniest things, and she's doing this thing where she's introducing herself and her family
Oh.
to other things.
Nice.
She
Okay.
goes, so she'll say, hi, I'm Lucy, but she says Susie, right? Because she doesn't know how to say her name. So she goes, hi, I'm Susie, daddy, mama, right? And she and she introduces us, and it's like, oh my God, it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And every time she does it, I'm always
Kind of
like,
sounds like she's speaking like Spanglish.
yeah.
So is that a nickname that you guys are going to call her?
Susie, I call her Susie all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
That's
yeah.
cute.
So it's super funny. So she's introducing herself, and she's going up to the stuffed animals, and she goes, "Hi,
Oh.
hi bear.
Yeah,
I'm Susie."
Susie.
And
Yeah.
so it's
Does she walk up to a dog or something and say that
yeah,
too?
she does. She's doing it, and it's the cutest thing. I'm trying to get on video camera so I can remember it forever, but I can never know when she's gonna do it because I can't force her to do certain things. So, but anyways, we had a fantastic, Christmas Eve. We had a ton of food, and then after that, we went home. Got into pajamas and things. Before we got into pajamas, I dropped my wife off, dropped my daughter off. went over to Dane's parents' house to go collect my seafood Fantasia. And Dane's parents' house, I've never been to the new one.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Extraordinary.
Oh, nice.
Insane. I didn't know what to expect.
Well, you were worried. You said you were going to have to do a Love Actually on Friday because Jeff just told you a general area.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm going to have to knock on everybody's doors on Christmas Eve
to find the right place.
Good luck.
But no, man. I mean,
I dropped a pin and it didn't work for you.
Didn't work, but because it's a secret location.
My brother's like, just drop a pin. It's easier. And I'm like, okay.
I don't think pins work in that secret society.
I guess not. They're blocked out by the iron dome they put over this neighborhood.
Yeah, it's an iron dome, so you can't don't even know where you're going.
It text when you get to the gate, and you're like, I'm at the gate, and then my mom goes to some weird programming thing, and then boop, the gate magically opens for you.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. I know where I'm going at the end of the world, right? There's no way anything can get through there. But no, awesome house. I didn't know what to expect going there, but I was like, dang, this place is sick.
You kind of saw the koi.
I kind of saw, I saw the koi, Dane. I was wondering how many
big boys.
I was wondering how many koi were in the seafood Fantasia.
There's like a baker's dozen in there.
Oh, dang. So no.
Oh, not in the seafood fettuccine. No. I'm talking about in the tank. Come on.
It tastes very koi-like.
No. Don't be coy.
We raise them every year for this.
Oh, wow.
No, but really,
the harvest is ready.
Super.
This is a koi farm.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? So I picked up my seafood, and just hung out there for a little bit, and then head back to my house, change into pajamas, got in bed, and we watched Elf and ate some popcorn in bed and whatnot, and that was really cool. So then Christmas morning, had all of our family over. So we had both families over at our house for a morning breakfast. Had, I don't know, dude, it was a smorgasbord of different things, right? Orange rolls. We had, our orange rolls are amazing, by the way. You love those. We had muffins. We had some type of breakfast casserole. And then I was cooking bacon out on the grill.
Yeah.
Couple. Oh crap! I left those pans. They're still on there.
Oh.
So I got to clean that up when I get home. But pans of bacon. So there's mountains of bacon and all sorts of stuff. Had our Christmas morning there. Opened up some more gifts. Lucy opened up her presents from Santa. Let's just say Santa left some footprints.
Ooh.
Right. Some very flowery footprints around the house, which is really fun.
Oh.
And my daughter just walks up and she starts just
smearing it around.
Get it in that carpet really good, right?
You're going to take forever to vacuum this out.
No, we did that. Exchange gifts. I got some cool stuff. Shirts I got. I got a couch buddy, right, which holds my drink and snacks and all of that for whatever I'm doing. My wife got me some other really cool stuff, and we exchanged gifts. I got my wife a really nice a necklace that has my daughter's initial on it that she got, and she really loved that. And then really the rest of the day, we kind of hung out for a little while, went to dinner at Cottonwood Grill as with her dad because her other plans with her family got canceled because her family got sick and they couldn't do anything. So we had to kind of pivot and go and do that.
Nice. Cottonwood Grill, though.
So
enjoy.
This is funny that you guys are having this reaction.
20 years ago, very high-end restaurant.
So
enjoyed it many years ago.
So funny that you're saying this.
Last time I ate there was 20 years ago.
Didn't even prompt you to say this. So
very high end. 20 years ago.
Back then, it was really good. Back
then, one of the best restaurants.
Way back then,
so
2 days
on the river.
Everybody has this reaction when you say, "Hey, we went to Cottonwood Grill."
Massive building.
Everybody
for not anything.
Eyebrows raised, and you go, and everybody goes, "Oh, Cottonwood Grill, right?" So.
But this was Cottonwood Grill Express.
My wife picked Cottonwood Grill because it was one of the few places open, right?
Yeah.
And so she said, "Hey, we're going to Cottonwood Grill."
You're literally sitting on a couch.
I have a table. And what's funny is that I've been to Cottonwood Grill, and my first reaction initially is, "Oh yeah, Cottonwood Grill's nice, right? We sure we want to go there, right?"
You get to sit on actual furniture.
And she's like, "Yeah, that's just one of the places that we open." So we get to Cottonwood Grill. And I walk in there and I start looking around and I go, Cottonwood Grill. I'm like, this place, for what it's worth, if you were to remove all of the tables and chairs and everything like this, and you were to partition this place, it could be a dentist's office or a doctor's office, depending on how you look at the decor and the way how clinical it is, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
And then what's really funny is I go, 10, 15 years ago, this was it. This was one of Boise's finest.
It was the finest.
It was one of the
Boise's
finest, right?
Yeah.
But in the last 10 to 15 years, things have been improved dramatically, right? We've had added more
New
culture here,
barbacoa,
new places here, new fancy
coins.
stuff.
Oh, boy.
So it was
Or
just
new, not coins, but what's the one? A Crave.
Oh,
Crave.
Crave
I don't know,
is
bunch-
lovely.
bunch
Lots of fancy plate. That new taco shop in Caldwell.
Yeah.
Like lots of fancy
Mono.
joints.
So, but what I'm trying to say is, you get there and you go, "This was the place." But what I love about Boise is that there can be years, a decade could pass, right? This place will always be known as a high-end place.
You could go to the Stagecoach. You could go to the Stagecoach in
Stagecoach.
Garden
Oh,
City,
my God.
which hasn't changed since Bronco
I've been
Billy
there
in the
once,
70s.
and it looks like it
It
is trapped
still
in
looks
the 70s.
like it's 1970s,
amazing.
but you'll get surf and turf there. You'll get a lobster tail and a 20-ounce porterhouse
Yeah,
if you want, and it'll be amazing.
I feel like Sundance Kid is playing on like
Yeah.
a projector on the wall, and it's just been playing since the day it opened.
Yeah.
No, it is. Yeah, they still have like some signs from the Olympics back in the
Yeah.
70s, right?
man.
So it's just hilarious because I'm like, man, this place will always be known as like, oh, you're on a Cottonwood Grill, right?
Yeah.
But you actually sit there and you order the food and you kind of look around and you go, this place is like 2006 vibes, like 2005, 2006, kind of when everything
very
was very
specific.
Italian. Kind of, I don't know how to describe that.
There was a wave of like Tuscan themed
Tuscan
kitchens,
themed,
Tuscan
and
theme,
homes,
right? Where
it's like a lot of like, I'm gonna have this marble be extremely mustardy yellow, but I'm also gonna have these cabinets be like the darkest oil rub bronze you've
Yes.
ever seen.
So, like,
and
it's
we're
very-
gonna put all these colors together.
super Tuscan themed, and so you kind of sit there and you go, this place has not changed in all these years, but
Yeah.
people always talk
With
about this.
walls
but
that
it's
look like
clean.
they're
It's not
slathered in olive
deteriorated,
oil.
it's clean.
No, they
Yeah.
do a good job, but it was just funny
Yeah.
because everybody's reaction is the exact same when I bring up Cottonwood Grill. But when you're actually there, like the food's good, you're gonna
Sure.
have a good time. It's very expensive, right? But I go, this place is definitely stuck in a weird time capsule. But everybody there was like 70 plus, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh man, it was a lot of old people.
So it's almost like going into a Marie Callender's kind
yeah,
of.
kind of, but a very expensive Marie Callender's.
Okay, yeah.
Regardless, it was delicious. We had good food, and then we came back home. And as far as Christmas night goes, it's kind of funny because I'm one of those guys. Halfway through Christmas Day, I go, "Oh, Christmas is over.
Yeah.
Christmas is done." But
done.
then there's other people that go, "I'm milking."
Yes.
Every last second of
Yep.
Christmas out of today.
That's what my children do.
Right?
Yeah.
But, like, you know how Dane knows that when a movie ends and the credits start rolling, I have this weird urgency
You're like, "It's time to go."
leave. It's time to leave.
He
Dane
can't
likes to
help
wait.
himself. He's just like, all right, yep, okay. It's like when he ends a phone call. He's like, all right, yep, yeah, okay,
It's
bye.
over.
And he's
It's
just like,
time-
I'm done. I've gotten what I need out of it. You're no longer useful to me. Get away.
End it. It's time to
You're
leave,
like, just
right?
cut it
So
off.
ready to start
halfway-
packing up
so
stuff.
The second the presents are open and the Christmas magic has disappeared, right?
It's just
I am
gone.
ready. I'm ready to take that tree, shut it out the house,
Well,
and be like,
To be honest,
we're,
back upstairs.
we are back into Grant Hotry's
man.
family home,
Yeah.
but I'm ready to go back to normal, which is funny because. It's like, yeah, we're not.
still
Christmas
got
isn't
time,
over
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
The Christmas lights will stay up for another month, right,
Oh,
or
yeah.
however long.
Yeah.
They go
But,
till
like,
February a lot
I
of
am ready
times.
to end the Christmas vibes. Like I am ready to leave the movie theater once the credits start rolling. And it's not because I'm like a Grinch or I don't like Christmas.
No, you
it
just-
feels like, well, we
That's
did
what
it.
you got. Yeah.
Your brain has a hard cutoff
We've
the
achieved-
second it feels like you've achieved what you set out to do. And you're like, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
But no, Christmas was amazing. Just like your wife, my wife absolutely killed it. She got presents for every single person. I got presents for like my dad, I think my brother, right? But
Yeah.
my wife was so thoughtful with all of her gifts. She kills it every single year. Everybody opens the stuff they get, and they always go, "Oh my god, oh wow!" Like, and she lives for those reactions. She
Yeah.
loves it, and she deserves every bit of it because she does an amazing job with the wrapping, the packing,
Nice.
all the different choosing of the gifts, and how thoughtful everything is. She is just amazing. And then our house also just looks amazing. I mean, everybody that comes over for Christmas morning was like so complimentary. And I go, yeah, no, she did everything. And all I could think about was, well, I complained a lot about taking everything down, right? But my wife lives for these compliments here, so I
Yeah.
kind of get it. She goes, it may not be like the instant satisfaction that I get, or the, of doing something like that, but it's a slow burn to
Yeah.
get to that ending of like, oh wow,
Leave it up.
amazing job of
Yeah.
decorating and all this stuff. So yeah, shout out to my wife. She did an amazing job. Presents, all that. She definitely made the morning magical for my daughter.
Nice.
So we're looking forward to many more years of keeping that magic going.
There we go.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, Dane, I think we're done with this one.
All right. Well, the last thing I was going to pop up was just a comment by Superauto here saying, "Hey, Anthony, did you see Matt's reply to my question last week regarding OG Matt versus TRC Anthony fitness competition?"
I did.
You
Matt
remember
says
that.
Matt says he's going to eat your lunch.
He's going to dominate
I don't know
you.
what that means. But it seems I have like 5 months.
You better get in shape.
5 months to at least so I can run a mile.
Well, actually, it's going to be a lot sooner than that because we're going in February.
Oh, I'm not ready for it then.
So he's ready. He's ready to fight you in February.
That's
me and my like my dormant.
What you got to do is you can't do it on his turf. You got to bring him up here.
We're going to shoot a training montage.
You got to pull the water out of his body.
Well, no, I got to pull the water out of his. I have to dry him out, right?
It's like
I also have to get him up here,
dehydrator,
or in higher elevation.
Yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm elevation trained already.
Get him where the air is thinner.
Yeah.
Thinner air.
Yep.
And no water in his body because he's in a high desert.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect combination. That's why people don't realize we are such fine athletes. The three of us.
Practically the Himalayas.
Pretty much
up
like
here
we're top
in the high
athletes.
desert.
According to Brooks, we're top athletes, which is pretty.
We're their
fine by me.
slowest athletes. Yeah, well, it's like being the tallest kid in kindergarten. All right, so everybody, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you all. Hope you had a wonderful Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate in your household. Hope it was a good one. And, of course, if you haven't hit like yet on this video, please do so. Helps us get in front of more people just like you and spreading the goodwood and cheer and all that great stuff. And, of course, later this week, we'll have Q&A Thursday back and just as good as ever, answering your detailing questions, whatever they may be. So, look forward to that. And if you missed last week's Christmas special, make sure you check out the Q&A Christmas special. We had a ton of guests, including a little chat that we just mentioned there. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Take care. We'll see you on Thursday.
See ya.
See ya.